Hey everyone, great job on your post this week for the forum. Many of you found it a fairly new topic and interesting and quite informative, and that's one of the reasons I included it in the forums for this course, because the body's acid-base balance is absolutely critical and has important implications in health and disease processes. And as you learned, once again, it's nutrition, and which plays a really important role in disease, and especially chronic long-term diseases like osteoporosis, heart disease, diabetes, arthritis. A lot of these conditions, which are a real problem. It's a growing problem, and as I mentioned in my wrap-up post. Acid-base balance, which is really a reflection of mineral balance, is very important. And in fact, diseases like cardiovascular disease and a lot of neuromuscular disorders are really essentially mineral imbalance disorders, where the body just isn't getting the proper mineral intake, or more accurately, the correct balance of minerals in the body. And many of you are familiar with the major minerals and what are called the electrolytes: sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium. And sodium is by far the most prevalent in the diet, and unfortunately it's in the form of sodium chloride added to food. And one of the papers that I had uploaded mentions the impact of sodium chloride in the diet on acid-base balance, and how it can cause a metabolic acidosis in the body. Whereas sodium, if it's in its more natural form in alkaline salts, for instance, sodium bicarbonate, sodium citrate, those are they're referred to as alkaline salts. And many other minerals. In fact, all the minerals that you take in all the foods you eat you can't just eat straight minerals. You can't eat straight sodium or magnesium. If you ever had high school chemistry, you know what happens when you play around with those minerals, just plain as they are. If they're not bound into a salt, the consequences can be, if you were ingesting, would be pretty devastating. So all the minerals that you intake, calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, they're all in alkaline salts. And it's these alkaline salts that are metabolized ultimately into bicarbonate, which are used to buffer the ongoing continuous making of hydrogen ions in the body. Just the basic hydrogen ion production is just a continuous byproduct of everyday metabolism of all your cells. Is to produce hydrogen ions. And when ATP is split, just in the energy production, it's hydrogen ions that are released continuously throughout the day, and these need to be buffered. And if you remember if you had A&P1 or the Intro to A&P class, the different systems were covered, and I can't get on to that here, but the bicarbonate system is the one that's most affected by diet. And if you go in and you look at my wrap-up post, I have a formula there, an equation and if you look at this equation, you can see that it's really based on mineral intake, the amount of minerals, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium in the diet. And from that mineral, if you know the mineral intake in the diet, you can pretty much calculate what the acid-base status is, with potential renal acid load, or PROW, from the diet is. And I also gave some tips in the wrap-up post on how you can improve this, beyond just eating more vegetables and less processed foods like grains and sugars and sodium chloride. It's pretty hard to avoid high-quality protein, meat, poultry, eggs, fish. And they're all acid-producing foods, but they're necessary. They're good to have in your diet. You just need to balance them out with more fresh produce, fresh fruits and vegetables, or even supplement with magnesium citrate, potassium bicarbonate, even sodium bicarbonate, calcium citrate. There are many different types of ways in which you can improve your potential renal acid load. And one way I mentioned is actually ingesting mineral water is a good alternative as well. And I had a couple links in there about the effectiveness of mineral water on that aspect of diet. So anyway, if you have any questions concerning, I'm going to try to finish responding to all your posts a little bit later on. And if you have any questions about it or anything else, of course, just let me know. And everybody have a great rest of the day.